Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coe Show. My name is Mason Coe, here as always with my co-host, Aaron Coe.
Howdy.
Today is Monday, August 16th. Coming back with another podcast in the deadest part of the year as far as sports goes. But some big free agency stuff happening, big trade deadline stuff with the MLB. So we will discuss some of that. Before we do, though, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. And follow us on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe, at Aaron Coe 29. And yeah, let's just talk about it. I guess
We started this podcast in the deadest part.
We
ever
did.
Of sports.
Actually, no, that's true. The deadest part of a normal sports year is
If we can
July
make
and
it
August.
through, if we can make it through last May or whatever that was, we can make it through anything.
Absolutely, yes. All right, so to start off the show, this broke yesterday. Some kind of a head scratcher for a lot of people. The Clippers trading Pat Bev, Rondo, and Daniel Oturu to the Memphis Grizzlies for Eric Bledsoe. Giving up three players of really any capacity, in my opinion, for Eric Bledsoe is not the greatest decision. But, Patrick Beverley and Rondo played like shit for them last year, so I'm not really going to come to defend him too much. But Pat Bev, I think, is a big part of that team. He's obviously just a disruptor for other teams. And getting back Eric Bledsoe, his offensive game has fallen off a ton. Not a great creator for other players. Solid defender, but, Pat Bev's also a solid defender. So is Rondo. So it's...
And he's 31 years old.
He's 31 years old.
Yeah,
so
I don't get it.
So
I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't like this at all. For the Grizzlies, on the other hand, I love it. Patrick Beverley fits in with Memphis so well. You put him on any team, any Grizzlies team since the grit and grind era started with Zach Randolph and Mike Conley and of course Marc Gasol. Put him in any Grizzlies team since then, and he fits right in. And then Rondo, I said this to you yesterday. Rondo going to any team with a young guard, I like it. Fuck it, what's Rondo gonna do except be positive for John Morant? So, and then also, Woj specified they are open to trading some of the players they got. And what's most disappointing about this, I think, is the Clippers just very clearly making a money move.
Yeah, Steve Ballmer doesn't have enough money, I guess. So
yeah. Talked to a Microsoft employee yesterday. Not the biggest fan of Steve Ballmer. So
yeah, he's says a lot of stuff that makes you eye roll. It's funny. I have mixed feelings on Ballmer because I felt like he bailed on Seattle when he bought the Clippers. I would have. I don't blame him, but I'm like, dude, come on.
Just wait.
You could have
Just
helped
wait.
us out.
Yeah.
But whatever. I think it's a really weird trade. I don't know. It seems like the Clippers are playing fantasy basketball.
Yeah.
That's not a good big three.
That's not. No. They tried to make the Clippers equivalent of the Russell Westbrook move with this, pretty much. That's what I don't know. It seemed desperate. You're just trying to get a tiny ounce of talent more out of trading away a few good pieces. But actually the thing I forgot to put on here, actually we don't need a news clipping for it, but Jason Kidd getting hired as that was a long time ago. There was more stuff that came out about Giannis hating him and everyone hating him, and I just wanted to point that out again as
I didn't realize that. So
it's such a terrible move, and I'm sorry for I have a friend that's a Mavericks fan, and I sent him the tweet of, it was the thread of just quotes and quotes and quotes from people just against Jason Kidd from various points in his career. And my Mavericks fan friend was like, not as bad as a sexual assault, but that's pretty bad too, and his domestic abuse. But
if you're gonna be an asshole, you better win, and he really hasn't done that.
No, it's weird that he keeps getting shots. I don't know. We are moving on though. I alluded to it a second ago. Russ got traded to the Lakers.
Are they gonna start? Is the NBA gonna go to a 3-ball game where there's 3 balls on the court?
There's only 1 ball. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. The 2 guys that have averaged double-digit assists for the last 2 seasons have trouble. Yeah. Trouble spinning around.
He and Harden are two guys that get a lot of assists, and I don't know how they get them.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I know. No,
like
I'm with you on that. But
Westbrook takes bad shots.
He does.
LeBron is gonna roll his eyes a few times a game.
So at first, I had the same reaction as a lot of people that weren't Lakers fans did on Twitter, and which was like, "What? This fit is terrible. Not a good shooter on a bad shooting team. Needs the ball in his hands. With players that also need the ball in their hands." But what this comes down to for me is LeBron accepting the fact that he shouldn't be pushing the ball up the court every time. He said he's going to play the power forward. He's going to be shooting a lot more catch and shoots, I think. And really, I hope that he's used in this way, because if he is, I think it'll be genius. There should be no minutes without LeBron or Russ on the court, obviously.
Yeah.
And particularly, I want, I think Russ is the perfect fit for a LeBron that is hopefully going to only play 30 minutes a game in the regular season, because that extra 18 minutes when he's not on the floor, they're fucked. Sometimes last year it was ugly. They couldn't get they couldn't push in transition as well. They couldn't get the ball to AD as well. And now you're going to have another incredible distributor, at least statistically. Maybe your eyes tell you something else, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's he's a competitor. Obviously, he puts up numbers. We'll see how he fits in with those guys. He seems a little bit like it's about him. So he's gonna have to be willing to take a back seat at certain times.
And that's the other thing. He's coming home playing for LA, and I genuinely think a ring is the only thing that matters for him at this point in his career. I think LeBron can get him to.
He's got to give the ball up in the fourth quarter. That's the big thing. He likes to jack up bad shots.
That's the problem. Is when it comes down to that crunch time, Russ. I mean, more so than anyone, Russ is Russ in the NBA. You know what I mean? He is the most hard-headed. He'll always just run downhill in your face, no matter what the situation is.
Yeah.
And I could see in crunch time him kind of reverting back to that. Even if he had throughout the regular season been kind of moving into a more of a distributive role. But yeah, I don't think they gave up very much at all for it too. So I think that was really good. And in general, I'm torn on this just from a fan's perspective, a basketball fan's perspective, because on one hand, it's going to be really fucking fun to watch this team, super fun. Even when they suck, it's going to be fun to watch. And they will have games that suck. It'll be really fun to watch. And on the other hand, though, I don't want 3 MVP candidates on the same team.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. And then as a LeBron fan, I'm excited because I feel like he's going to win another ring, but also it's just going to get discredited by everyone that doesn't like him. So, yeah.
Yeah, again, it just, like I just said a minute ago, it seems a little bit like a fantasy basketball move to me. I don't know how much the Lakers are thinking about how the pieces all fit together when they've made trades signings over the last couple of years. I don't know.
Agree with that until the day after they made this trade. They signed they signed some real good fits. They got a 23-year-old Malik Monk on a vet minimum. A 23-year-old that's getting better and showing signs of being a very solid dude in the NBA. Great shooter, and guess what? If he pump fakes and you jump, he's going to bang on your center's ass too. So this team is going to be so fun. And also, not to mention, their average age before that signing was 31. Their average age was 31, 32. So, and then they also, Melo is the other signing they had. I'm sure you kind of feel similar about that one. I think Melo's...
Now they need 4 basketballs.
Yeah, I know. I think Melo's going to fit in well. I think he's going to be just a good scorer off the bench. I don't even think you're going to see him on the floor with those guys that much. People putting the starting lineups together that... Actually, wait, no, never mind. You might a little bit because AD said he finally fucking just play the 5. Finally,
Okay.
he said.
Oh, wow.
So you're going to see LeBron at 4 and AD at 5, but I'm guessing, well, hopefully AD will be playing more minutes than Bron, so you might see... I don't think you're going to see Bron and Melo on the court very much together, is what I'm trying to say.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think if I had to grade the Lakers offseason, obviously hindsight's going to be 20/20 with this one. If they win it, it's going to be an A. If they don't win it, it's going to be an F. But currently, I'm going to give it a B+ because they gained talent, and I think they gained in fit, to be completely honest. Overall, just with the supporting cast, they gained in fit, in my opinion.
They still have Caruso?
No, he went to the Bulls.
No!
Yeah.
Okay, then it's over. It's over.
Speaking of the Bulls, here's their starting lineup from 2020 versus 2021. Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, Lauri Markkanen, Wendell Carter Jr. Now it's Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Patrick Williams, who's their rookie they reached for last year, but he looks really, really good. And then Nikola Vucevic. So, yeah, Arjunas Karnasovis, or whatever his name is, the GM for the Bulls, has done a great job. They got that sign and trade for Lonzo Ball and DeMar DeRozan. Didn't have to give up really anything in the process. Yeah, Bulls look like, I mean, if they don't make the playoffs, it's a very disappointing season for them at this
DeRozan,
at this
when
current
he shoots
juncture.
it goes in.
Oh, my God. Okay. But one thing that needs to be mentioned, too, is Lonzo Ball's a good defender, Patrick Williams a good defender, but also they, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Vucevic is pretty tough. That offense is going to be great, and it seems like if you have a good enough offense, you make the playoffs nowadays. Like they're not going to win a chip with a defense like this, but
Right.
like if you can score enough points, you'll make the playoffs flat out, and I think they will.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Do you have any opinions on like Lonzo Ball and DeMar going there? Caruso going to the Bulls? Do you have any opinions on that?
Well, I mean, Caruso's, gonna make all the difference.
Of
Lead
course.
them to the championship this year. No, I not really. I kind of root for Levine because he's a local guy.
Yeah.
Bothell, Snohomish. Lonzo Ball has, shown improvement.
Yeah, I mean, he's on the other side of this. The Pelicans they replaced Lonzo Ball with Devontae Graham, who 2 years ago, maybe you're like, okay, get a better shooter around him. Devontae Graham is worse at everything than Lonzo Ball, other than shooting threes off the dribble. His rookie year was one of the best shooters in the league, and then just completely fell off last year. Lonzo Ball went up to 37, 38%. He actually might have been around 40% from three, and on volume too. So I don't know what the fuck the Pelicans are doing when Zion is already expressing concerns.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, buy Zion already.
Yeah, that's
over under. So let's see, counting this season. So he plays this season, over under 1.5 seasons after this one with the Pelicans. What are you taking? Over under 1.5 seasons after this one.
That's a really good number. And
1.5 being the trade dedeadline too.
Do you know what he has on his contract?
How
long are those rookie contracts?
Rookie ones are 4 or 5. I don't remember. I think it's 4.
I think he'll get traded 1.5 years before his contract is up, whenever that is.
Okay.
Which might be pretty soon.
It's 4 years, yeah. So I mean, he's a restricted free agent in 2023. So you think he's gonna get traded
in a year, right? Am I doing my math right? Because he's been there
a year and a half.
He's been there a year. Has he been there just? He's been
no,
there
last
two
year
seasons?
he's been there 2 seasons. So he'd be getting traded at the trade deadline this year.
Okay, I'll take the under. He's either gonna get traded at the trade deadline.
Holy shit!
This year or in the off season.
Wow.
Probably the off season.
Okay.
But that's still the under.
Okay, because the 1.5 that would be about the trade deadline before his contract's up.
Yeah, no, he's getting traded before that because they're gonna want to maximize the value. It'll probably be next off season.
But do you think the reason I don't think that's chalk is because they're gonna try to do everything. I mean, maybe they really want Zion to stay there. Yeah. So maybe they're just gonna even if they don't do enough, they're just gonna have a lot of teams do this where they have this like baseless hope that they're just going to be able to keep their player.
He's gonna make some statements. That make it clear that he wants to leave, and they're just gonna realize that we need to get something back.
No, I could definitely see that.
And they'll continue
this year. That would be shocking to me this year, but yeah, I can see that.
They rebuild like we rebuild, I-5 and 405
all the time.
Like they're always working on it, and it's never done. Mm-hmm. That's how they do it there.
Mm-hmm. All right, on to baseball trades. Actually, wait, no, sorry. Forgot about this one real quick. Where is it? Kyle Lowry to the Pelicans. To the Heat. He took $5 million less to sign with the Heat over the Pelicans. And, I think this overall, I think everyone just thinks this is a good move for the Heat. More veteran leadership, a guy that can do a little bit of everything. And, I think I like this for Kyle Lowry, too. I just want to see him on at least a playoff team, So it will be weird seeing him not in a Raptors jersey.
Yeah, it will. I've always kind of liked him. They're gonna take a lot more charges this.
Yeah. Him and Jimmy together is gonna be really fun.
Yeah.
All right. The Dodgers got Max Scherzer and Trey Turner from the Nats, in one trade, which is ridiculous. I think it's the first time that two All-Stars got traded from one team to another since like Ty Cobb and Babe Ruth or some shit. So this is insane. I mean, the rich get richer. The Nationals completely tear it down. This is just it's just crazy how good that team is.
It is, and I don't think they gave up like their high-end prospects either.
They didn't.
There's like
K-Bert Ruiz or whatever. And,
I don't think they gave up any of their top 5 prospects. So.
No.
Is it time for my rant yet or not?
About what?
The Mariners.
Oh, we're talking baseball. Let's do it.
So, all of you people out there, who say, oh, we shouldn't trade our prospects for rent-a players or to try to get to the playoffs this year. Well, look at what they did. Look at what they traded away. Tell me unless you're studying minor league baseball, you can't name the guys that they traded.
Yeah.
You've never heard of him in your life.
Yeah, I know K-Bert Ruiz because of MLB The Show, the video game.
Okay.
So, because I played with him for a little bit.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So they didn't give up like their top 5, top 8 prospects. And they added these difference makers to their team because they're trying to fucking win this year.
Yeah.
Not 10 years from now, not sometime after I'm dead. That's what you do.
So is this the year to do that though? If you're the Mariners,
every year is the year to try to win.
Okay.
I'm not talking about. Look at all the trades that went down. Look at the Yankees trades. None of these trades were top 5 prospects.
No, they weren't.
You're not trading Kelenic and the pitcher, the top couple pitchers,
Gilbert or whatever.
And the other guys that are Emerson Hancock and a bunch of those other guys. You don't. Anyway, it infuriates me. So those people, we can't trade our top. You don't trade your top guys.
Yeah.
You trade your 10 through 30 prospects.
I mean, I don't.
Not all of them. But try to get to the goddamn playoffs.
If
you couldn't fucking walk the last time they were in the playoffs.
I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And not because you were drunk, because you were a stupid little one.
And I won't be able to walk next time they make it to the playoffs.
Probably I won't be able to. I'll be in a goddamn wheelchair.
Yeah.
So anyway, no, I haven't had a chance to vent on that yet. Hey, I'm all for the rebuild. I'm all for developing your core, but can we not get to the play? Like, can't?
Yeah, at some point you got to do it.
Playoff game.
If they could have given up the equivalent, whatever the Mariners' equivalent is for this, I would have cried tears of joy. Imagine Max Scherzer and Trey Turner on the Mariners. Oh my God.
Whoever the 9 through 30 prospects are in the Mariners, you've probably never heard of them.
No, unless I just saw some random tweet about them drafting him, and it's stuck in my head. But yeah. Jared Kelenic, though, speaking of him, he's hitting like 140 now, baby.
Yeah, we're coming up.
He's actually doing solid.
The
last month or so.
He had the walk-off walk. Some people were mad at him for celebrating.
Fuck off.
Because I guess we can't get happy about winning.
Fuck off.
I don't think he was pimping himself. I think he was excited that
for
they
the
won
win.
a baseball
Did you
game.
see him like jump into Scott Service's arms?
Yeah.
It was so cute. But like, yeah.
You should be happy when you win a game. I think it was more about the win than, oh, I walked. I don't think it was about his walk. It was about winning a game. We want guys like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's been a competent major league player the last couple of weeks, and that's great. So I hope. I declared him dead about the day before that started, probably.
Yeah.
So
was that strategic? Be honest with me.
Yeah, because my predictions have been horrible. So I don't want to make any predictions that in favor of our team.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Huskies are going to go 0-12. The Seahawks are going to go 0-17.
Careful with that. Your prediction about the Astros came correct. When they did beat the Mariners 2 out of 3 times.
They
so
did.
Yeah.
I guess maybe I do know what I'm.
You got to be careful. Yeah.
I hate it when I
don't go too crazy on that.
I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it would be great to see Kellenic. You know, I mean, he's shown some power. He's shown some good plate discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he's probably hitting about 250 the last couple weeks, and we'll take that. We want more.
Yeah, and he's been hitting it hard too. Like the hits, you know, I've been watching Mariners games here and there, and like I've been seeing him hit the ball over 100 miles an hour off the bat, like a decent bit. So you know, it looks not. I'm not gonna say promising, but hopeful.
And they've been playing him in center field because there's no one else that can play there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, that's not
ideal,
his long-term situation.
Not
so he's
ideal.
made a couple of mistakes out there, but I would rather they put him in the corner and let somebody else try to figure out center field.
Yeah, true.
I don't totally get that.
True.
I mean, you could put Haniger there. He's played there before.
Yeah. You got any more baseball stuff? Oh, the corn game was fucking cool. The Field of Dreams game was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want them to do that more or not, though.
I wouldn't. I mean, it's just not going to be as cool.
It's not going to be as cool, and
the players coming out of the corn, Costner coming out, and the people weren't quite sure
and
who he was at first.
You need the White Sox and the Yankees, right?
Yeah.
Like you need those two teams.
Yeah.
It can't be really between any other two teams.
Yeah.
So
you gotta have Shoeless Joe out there.
You got it. Yeah.
It was, you know, as dumb as this sounds, I really liked it when they hit a dinger and it went into the corn, and it's like some farmer is gonna find it 5 years from now.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
You know,
Only complaint is they shouldn't have had a fence. Should have just been a corn fence.
I agree. Corn fence, and hey, if the guy can catch it in the corn, it's a catch.
Fuck it. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be funny just watching a guy throw his hands up because the ball rolled into the corn. It's like, God damn it.
Ground rule double, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great game though. Walk-off home run. Just so awesome. Yeah. I mean, it was great.
It was great.
Yeah. Okay. Any more baseball stuff?
No.
I don't think I have any more baseball stuff. I never really do. So
no, it's August in Seattle. We don't talk about baseball in August or September in Seattle.
No.
Because it's fucking football season.
It's football
now.
Season, yeah.
When it's August 1st in Seattle, it's football season.
It's football season. And if it's still baseball season for you, it's because you have hope and you're a fool.
Yeah.
So stop.
Yeah.
It's preseason football now.
Wait until next year.
Yeah.
I like always.
Okay. So Seahawks contract stuff. They're gonna apply the franchise tag. Jamal Adams is gonna Jimmy Graham it and try to say he's a linebacker. And I don't know. I mean, I just wish they would sign him.
I like how they're saying they're gonna apply the franchise tag a year from now.
I know. Why would they say that?
This is all everybody's.
It's all smokescreen.
Strutting their stuff.
Yeah.
Now. They're all just posturing.
It's all smokescreen shit.
They've, any day now, I think they'll probably announce an extension.
Okay.
I think this is all BS public stuff, which the Seahawks don't usually engage in a lot of that, but I think
they do the waiting game though. So that shit pisses me off some. Like with a guy like this, just stop trying to save like $10 million total over 5 years. Like it's just do it.
Well, they've offered him to be the highest paid safety in the game, and he wants more than that.
Okay, well then in that case, come on, Jamal.
I think he wants more money up front, which I get. I mean, these guys,
the guarantees,
these guys need to get it while they can, for sure.
Yeah.
Here's the thing there's a couple things I don't like. One, Why did you give up 2 first-round picks for this guy without having a contract basically done?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're Jamal Adams, you're sitting there going, yeah, you guys are going to look like idiots if I walk.
Yeah.
Or if you have to trade me, because what could you get for him now? Probably a second-round pick.
Not a lot, yeah.
So are you going to trade me for a second-round pick, or are you going to let me walk? Open up the wallets because and as we've said many times, I want the Mariners to spend money because there's no cap.
This
Seahawks,
one's tougher.
We got to be judicious about it because there is a cap. So if you sign him, he's probably going to end up making 17, 18 million a year. If you pay him $21 million a year, that's $4 million that you don't have for another player.
And that's, we've said it 1,000 times now. That's what happened to the Legion of Boom. The whole Seahawks, not just the Legion of Boom, but that whole Seahawks defense in particular. That choices had to be made, and then the team got worse because players got too good for their contracts.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I don't want them to overpay this guy. I know you gave up 2 first-round picks, but those picks are gone.
Yeah.
Let's not make a stupid mistake by overpaying a safety. Safety's, it's like the least important position on the goddamn field, and he can't cover. So I want them to sign him, but I don't want some ridiculous number.
Okay, would you rather him walk or $21.5 million?
Walk?
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Because
I don't know how I stand. I would rather them sign him because I just feel like they're not gonna. What are they gonna do? Go out and sign some big free agent? Fuck no, they're not gonna do that.
I mean, I would if I could have Ryan Neal start at safety, and spend $21 million on an edge rusher. That's what I would do.
Yeah, that's fair.
Safety. We're talking about a safety.
That's fair. It's not as simple.
Can't cover.
It's not as simple as you save 21 on Jamal and you spend it on one other good
No.
You probably just have minor backup offensive line upgrades or some shit. So
yeah,
it's tough. It's hindsight will be 2020 once again, as it always is on this type of stuff. But I think I'm probably with you on that in general. If it's over 20, just go somewhere else. I think yeah, it's tough though. I mean, you hate to see that big of a waste.
I think
picks.
I think he'll end up signing something a week before the season starts.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
So he'll get out there and fully practice the week before. I think it sucks that he's not out there. I mean, he shows up. They do this thing where they show up and don't do anything, and Dwayne Brown's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
The Seahawks, I think, are really trying to sign Adams. Dwayne Brown, they're like, dude, yeah, we don't want to give you a big extension.
Yeah.
You're 36. But Dwayne Brown, to me, is more concerning for this season.
Really?
Are you going to go in there with Stone Forsythe?
Yeah.
Got lit up in the game the other night.
Yeah.
Dwayne Brown is a bigger key to this season than Jamal Adams, in my opinion. Jamal Adams is a bigger piece, potentially over the next 5 years, but we're talking about a left tackle.
Yeah, no, I think it's impossible. I think it's impossible to really argue. I think he's more important. I think it's weird because I feel like you need a guy like Dwayne Brown to be good, and if you're the Seahawks defense, you need a guy like Jamal Adams to be formidable, So it's kind of, I don't know. It's tough. Speaking of guys that don't have contracts, though, KJ Wright.
Yeah, he's still
floating around. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they make it. It sounds like they probably won't go there, but I sure would like to see him. I'd like for them to find a way.
Yeah.
He's just one of my favorite Seahawks of all time.
He needs to be on a roster. I mean, he's 100% good enough.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best fit for the Hawks, but it's so shocking to me he doesn't have a contract. Maybe he's just holding out a little for something better, but that's not going to come at this point, I don't think.
I think we'll see more of this. So if you're KJ Wright, he's made a good amount of money in the NFL. So you're not going to why risk a head injury, for the league, whatever, the veteran minimum.
True. Yeah.
So you want to get paid.
Yeah.
So I get it. I mean, I think there was a time where guys would play just to play and try to win, and But now with all we know about the injuries, like if you can still walk around, like don't go out there and risk everything for $2 million when you've made, I don't know how much he's made, $50 million or more,
something like that. Yeah. We got Carson Wentz and Quentin Nelson having a very similar injury or the same injury, and it looked like they were going to be out for 5 to 11 weeks, but now it looks like they might be ready for the opener against the Hawks. We will be there, which is going to be really exciting, in Indy. And yeah, I mean, basically there's 3 quarterbacks that might start week 1, and I would be excited to see 2 of them. I don't really want to see Sam Ehlinger, to be honest. I mean, it would be fun to see him in his first start, I guess, and if he sucked, it would be funny.
We're never going to hear his name
never going to hear his name again. No. That's the thing. Jacob Eason, obviously, Washington kid, went to UW for that season. It would be really cool to see him in what we were talking about, potentially, like, there's a very strong potential we see Jacob Eason in his one and only NFL start.
Yeah.
Which would be really, really, really funny. But, and then, Carson Wentz, I would just be excited to see him just because week 1 of this season, who the fuck knows how Carson Wentz is going to be? Like, is he, he was with Frank Reich during his MVP season. I don't think he's going to be quite as bad as he was last year.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm excited.
Can't be worse.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to play. I think this is all like, let's, put up a smoke screen so the Seahawks don't know who to prepare against.
Because I'm scared of Quentin Nelson. I'm scared of Quentin Nelson. He's... I mean, I don't... Like, now that he's injured, I don't root for people to get injured, but now that he's injured, I don't want him to play week 1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, same here. And the reason for a smoke screen with Wentz is... Preparing for Wentz is very different than preparing for Eason. Yeah. Eason's basically a statue.
He got sacked 3 times and he had like 25 dropbacks.
Yeah. They're just very different players. So you're going to have to, your scheme doesn't change, but what you think about doing in the game is going to be very different based on which one of those 2 guys it is.
Yeah. Yeah. One more NFL thing I wanted to mention is the fucking taunting rule. You see this shit?
No.
They're like cracking down on taunting. Like
I don't like taunting. Well, I like celebrations.
No, but it's like the shit that it's bullshit that they're like it's just dumb. Like and also I think you're a little bit of a pussy for that.
I just don't think you need to do it. I think you can celebrate and be happy, and you don't have to point out somebody else. Like, just be happy.
Yeah,
celebrate with your teammates instead of putting somebody down.
Yes, but. Like, they're, like, usually when that happens, like, there's some sort of chippiness already going on. That's the way I see it. Is like, these people don't... If you're just some guy that, like, comes in the game and makes 1 catch and is showboat, then that's one thing. But there's 2 guys that are kind of getting into it all game. And, so the one that, like, people were talking about was running back for the Colts plowed through the whole defense for a first down. And there was like 3 guys on the ground, and he got up, and I don't know if he flexed at them, but he was looking down at them, and he flexed. And then he walked away and like just kind of was like hyped. And that, like, the ref threw the flag 40 feet in the fucking air like a dickhead, which is also taunting, by the way. That's taunting when the ref does that. But
I think it would mean more if you flexed at your teammates and your teammates were like, "Hell yeah, dude!" Like
No, he just bitched him.
And they're all Huh?
He just bitched him though. Get bitched. That's what he's saying.
Aim it at your teammates.
I don't know.
I just don't see the purpose of it.
I mean,
they know they got knocked on their asses. You don't need to tell them. They know they just got worked.
Shit talk's part of the game.
When they see you and your teammates jumping around and being all excited, they know they just got their asses
shit talk's
kicked.
Not part of the game.
That's not shit talk. I mean, they shit talk all the time.
That's part of shit talk. That goes along with shit talk, though. I don't know, man. I'm gonna let you know you're very alone in this opinion.
I just don't enjoy it. There are certain moments where I've enjoyed it. Like especially if there's an ongoing beef, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know, just like you can make a statement without putting in somebody's face.
I think I agree. Okay. I agree to an extent with what you're saying, or if it's just there's some examples where it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, just stop, you're being stupid. But I think people are just worried that like you get a first down and you like, drop the ball and like that's gonna be a flag. Like I think also people are worried that
I don't want to do that.
If you like, I think there's like, it's more that people are worried about what dumbass penalties are gonna come out of it.
You know what? I don't need to see a receiver give the first down signal because the ref does that, and I have a little line on my TV that shows me that.
Oh man!
I also don't need every defensive back to show the incomplete sign.
That one I'm with you on because like, half the time they had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, like you got beat deep and the guy got overthrown and you do the incomplete signal.
I'm with you on that one. I just think let guys celebrate. I don't know.
I don't mind celebrating at all. Yeah. Like I've said. Like
that's celebrating.
It's not. I don't have a huge problem with it.
Okay.
I just think it's overdone.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Like every time you get a first down.
Yeah, no, a meaningless first down in the no first down's meaningless, but just some random first down in the second quarter, like that's.
Save it for when it's fourth down or when you've extended a drive. Mm-hmm. Or the best one, the very best one, is when you get a first down and that basically clinches the game.
Yeah, you can kill the clock after that.
Now you're coming out and taking knees.
So
I love those. I don't like what you just said in the second quarter. Like, okay, great, you're on your own 40 now. Congrats.
I agree with you. I think, and there's no way you can enforce this properly. The way it should be is the refs should fully the refs should judge whether it's appropriate timing. Okay, fair enough. Like you can celebrate that.
Or if they make a great catch on the sideline or or moss somebody, like I love those. I just don't like awesome 7-yard slant. Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, that's Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas will catch a slant over the middle and just.
Okay, great. Yeah. Now that was really exciting.
Yeah, I'm with you on that part of it for sure.
So there was a play. You were a little kid, but Jake Locker.
Oh my fucking god! This play is stuck in my head, dude.
Runs into the end zone against BYU, and he throws the ball up in the air. And they call a penalty, and then the kicker gets, I think he got the kick block, or he missed the 35-yard extra point instead of a 20-yard extra point, and lost the game. Then Locker gets hurt, and then they end up going 0-12. Yeah. And that play would have tied the game up, and who knows what happens. But that wasn't taunting. That was being excited. Like he threw the ball up in the air and went and hugged his teammates.
Wasn't it technically like in college you weren't allowed to throw the ball behind you?
Yeah, I actually emailed the NCAA officials.
How many times have you done that?
Once.
Once? That was the only time?
Yeah,
okay. Wait, you sent another email recently. Another dissatisfied.
Oh,
there's like you've sent like 2 or 3 complaint emails in your life.
It's been rare.
And the one was recently. I'm trying to remember.
I can't remember what it was.
Was it about was it to the Pac-12 maybe? About I don't know.
Maybe.
It might have been to the Pac-12. But
yeah.
That's so funny when you do that.
And I love that
shit.
They actually responded, and they're like, yeah, there's a rule that says when you throw the ball high in the air.
Mm.
And I'm like, he's a 19, I think he was 19 or 20 years old, and you're, he can't be excited.
I know you can't like rule the game different for different people, but Jake Locker's not the guy to like he's not trying to throw it in the woman's face.
That was not in your face.
Mm-mm.
It's a religious war.
Yeah.
He's a religious guy, but he's like, no, fuck you, Mormons.
Yeah.
Take this ball high in the air. Anyway, so I love celebrations. I'm glad the NFL brought celebrations back. I've never been, maybe it's the old ball coach in me. I just don't like taunting. I don't think you have to do it because everybody knows what happened. Uh-huh. They know you ran the guy over and owned his ass. Like if you're jumping around and the guy's laying on the ground and he's watching you jump around, to me, that would bother me more than somebody pointing at me. If they point at me, I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, get over yourself. But if they're jumping around, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, I can see that.
So that's just my opinion. Maybe a get off my lawn moment. You're gonna hear a lot of those.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
Yeah, you're complaining about players celebrating and sending emails, and you're just turn into an old crank.
That's right.
That's funny. All right. So I guess I guess we're kind of moving back to baseball, but Edgar Martinez got his statue.
I love it.
Yeah, Daniel Kramer says Edgar Martinez fights back tears. I've never dreamed of having a statue named after me. But that raises the question. Does anyone other than absolute sociopaths dream about having a statue named after them? Like Hitler did, right?
Probably.
Did anyone else?
Probably not.
Yeah. No, but seriously, obviously a guy like him coming from where he comes from and then not just coming from where he comes from, but his path to the majors. I mean, where was he working? Like right before he went to the he was like I don't know, wasn't he just like a mechanic or some shit and then he just like someone found him.
He wasn't a regular MLB player until he was 27.
Yeah.
I mean, he was up before that, but no, Ken Griffey Jr. is the greatest player to ever play for the Mariners. Edgar Martinez is the greatest Mariner.
Hands down.
There's a difference.
Hands down, yes.
And I mean, you can look at the Mariner record book, and the numbers are there too. Like he's got all the numbers. Yeah. I love Edgar Martinez. I love so many ways about the way he hit. He hit to all fields. He was super humble always.
No taunting.
No taunting. There was one home run that he hit in 95 against the Yankees where he pumped his fist.
Yeah. And
it was so un-Edgar-like, but he was so happy.
Just so happy, yeah.
Yeah,
so
and normally he was just trot around the bases. I had the pleasure of talking to him a few times back in the day, and just soft-spoken, just very nice. It was like talking to just some dude.
Nice,
like you would have never known that he was a major league player.
Because he really was just some dude until he was 27. Like, I mean, even before he was, like, am I right about that? He was just like working a regular job, and then tried out or some shit, right?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. And he signed. No one has ever released what he signed for, but it was virtually
pennies.
Nothing.
Yeah, it was like it was a stipend. It wasn't a salary.
Yeah. So he's a great story. As far as I know, I mean, I don't know him well enough to say he's a great man, but everything I've seen leads me to believe that.
When enough people, I think I said this even last podcast, when enough people say good things about you, it's fair. It just you can it's fair enough until the Bill Cosby moment comes.
I know. I'm always so guarded because like
Cosby's the one where it's like, what?
I'm gonna say this and he's gonna get fucking Me Too.
Of course,
next week, but,
of course. No. I think that's an okay freezing cold take to have.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. So yeah, love Edgar. Glad he got the statue. I never thought he would make the Hall of Fame. If you asked me 10 years ago, I thought he had no chance.
I remember asking after I forgot what made. I think he was on the ballot and I think there was some Twitter heat picking up like 3-4 years ago, and you were like, yeah, he's probably not.
The one good thing that the Mariners have done in their existence is they did a good job of getting his deeper numbers out to the press.
They campaigned the shit out of Edgar,
and I think that they had him be a hitting coach.
Yeah,
I think part of that was to so
just have his name.
Face is on TV, and get his name out there. Yeah, I think they did a great job with that. So I'm so pleased that he has a statue out there, and I definitely still, even though the season's over, I still want to get down there and catch a little bit of a game and have a couple overpriced beers.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hope some of these guys don't suck next year.
Yeah. How awesome is Ichiro's statue gonna be with the with the shirt tug?
Yeah,
it's gonna be fucking awesome. Who else deserves a statue? Ichiro and Felix, is that it?
Yeah.
Do you think they both do?
Felix is gonna be an interesting one because Edgar didn't get his until he went in the Hall of Fame, and I don't think Felix is gonna get there.
No, I don't think he is.
I would like to see one.
Personally, I want to see him with the perfect game, like the statue.
I would do that.
Yeah.
Even
because that's just a moment in history too.
Yeah. And even if he doesn't get one, in outside where the other ones are, do something somewhere.
In the Mariners Hall of Fame where they have the lockers and shit.
Yeah.
And like the old bats and stuff. You could even, I don't know how much room they have there.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he probably deserves one. I mean, he essentially played his whole career for the team.
Did he even ever throw a pitch for
I guess
the
he
Braves
hasn't.
minors?
I guess he hasn't,
team?
has he?
I don't know if he ever did actually.
At this point, I just want to pretend that he retired as a Mariner.
Yeah,
and
me
move
too.
on.
Me too.
Yeah, I think I would give him one. It just sucks that that they were so bad and he didn't have any, other than the perfect game, didn't have any big moments really.
Name your top 4 bad statues that you would put outside of Safeco for the worst Mariners.
Bobby Ayala.
Okay, I think
for blowing saves.
Okay,
he's not the worst Mariner of all time.
I think Cliff Lee.
Is
my pick.
Just the short.
Term. Either short term or didn't meet expectations. Just was a shitty guy. I think Cliff Lee's one. I think Dustin Ackley's probably one.
Heathcliff Slocum, because the Mariners traded Veritek and Lowe. Veritek leading them to championships.
Bedard, maybe? Eric
Bedard. Oh, yeah.
Who else?
That center fielder. Yeah, Bedard's a good one.
Yeah. Maybe Sean Figgins or something. Sean Figgins wasn't terrible.
He was pretty bad, and it was a big signing.
Yeah.
There's so many.
There's a lot. And you could do it the other way, where you could just put Adam Jones and David Ortiz in their Orioles and Red Sox jerseys outside Safeco.
There are so many of those too.
Yeah, A-Rod. You could put an A-Rod statue. Would be so funny.
There's so many guys that they've had that went on to do great things and win World Series somewhere else. Yeah, you could fill the goddamn stadium with. You could just put one on each seat.
Oh my God.
What the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know.
Mariners?
I don't
Move
know.
on.
We've talked about the Mariners for way too long.
Congratulations, Edgar. I love you and I hate everyone else.
Yeah. Okay, the Kraken signed free agents. Apparently they were good. I don't know.
They signed a bunch of guys. Yeah. And I don't know if
Congrats.
I don't know what that means.
This is super old news at this point, but Simone Biles dropped out of the Olympics for mental health concerns. And then there was also some reports about injury, but I think it was mostly mental health. It's weird to me that it was such a polarizing reaction.
It really was.
It should be something in between. She's not a coward, but she's also not a hero for doing it.
That's what drove me crazy. Now, I'll admit my first reaction and I had no facts.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have said it publicly.
Yeah.
My first reaction was if you're gonna put goat on your whatever they wear, your leotard or whatever they're called.
Leotard.
If you're gonna put goat on there, that's not a goat moment.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
That was my first reaction, and then I heard about she had, I forget what they call it, but it sounds like it's a lot like the yips.
Mm-hmm. And it's debilitating for a gymnast.
And if you're flipping around up in the air 3 times and you need to land on your feet and you don't feel like you can do that, I totally get it.
There's an Olympic gymnast that shattered her, not shattered. She broke her spine because she got the twisties and then didn't.
Yeah.
She got the twisties and then didn't. She didn't stop. She was like, I'm just gonna try it. She because of what Simone did, she did a 1.5, and she can do a 2.5, which is obviously way more. 2.5 spins versus 1. I don't know what the fuck it is, but she decided to stop midway because she started getting the twisties, which is smart. And people were like, what the fuck? She just did anyone in the Olympics can do what she just did. That was weird. And this other lady was like, well, yeah, I got the twisties and I tried to push through it. And then I could never do gymnastics again. And then it hurts when I walk. And so yeah.
I don't have any problem with what she did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Agree there.
Mm-hmm. I think celebrating the fact that she had the guts to do this and celebrating the fact that these high profile athletes and anyone who's just has a big name, the fact that they are allowing themselves to focus on their mental health, I think that's a good thing to push out there. But it's also to I don't know, it seems weird to be I love Simone Biles because of this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's
the GOAT though. Can't doubt. They changed the scoring to fucking prohibit her. They were basically if you do something super hard, but you make it, but it's easy for you, then it's not that hard. Right. So it's difficulty. They basically removed difficulty points. They were we're just gonna whatever looks cool to us. Like so they fuck Simone Biles all this time, and she's dealing with the twisties. So like, yeah, of course, like fine, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, here's the thing, and this is gonna sound a little harsh, but I'm sorry, but she did fail. Like she did.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's okay.
It's okay that she did, but she can't. But I feel like you can't say that without getting blasted. She fucked up. Like it sucks.
Yeah, and it's not her fault, but it's like
she made the right call.
So I wouldn't say she fucked up.
Yeah,
but like. That was a failure. Yeah, it was a failure, even if it wasn't her fault. Like,
and it's okay to fail.
Yeah, like I don't know. Michael Jordan did all those years against the Pistons.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. And LeBron like every year. I'm not gonna like how we could work that in.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna ridicule her or make fun of her, but I tell you what, I've seen stuff in pro sport like there's your grandpa has mentioned Mackie Sasser. If you want to watch a funny video, look up Mackie Sasser double clutching. He was afraid to throw the ball back to the pitcher.
Wait, was it Major League? What movie was it?
This is a real dude.
No, I know. Yeah. But what was the movie? Like, because remember they had to show him like porn magazines so he could throw it back to the pitcher.
Oh my god.
He just anyway. Yeah. But he really he like couldn't throw it back to the pitcher.
He could throw runners out at second base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But throwing back to the pitcher, he would like double hitch.
Just in his head, there's just a bug. There's just a bug in his brain. Like so, she got the equivalent to that, and it's unsafe, and also, it would be selfish for her, like because she'd be holding back her team, and it would also be selfish for like her loved ones and shit. Like she's just doing such a dangerous thing for no reason.
So I like that we're getting away in society for making fun of people who have mental health issues. Yes. Because we've done that my whole life.
Yeah. Kevin Love
Kevin
Love when he came out and first said he was depressed got shit on on Twitter. It was sad to see.
You're making $20 million a year. Yeah. How can you be depressed?
Yeah.
Guess what?
Actually, it was DeMar DeRozan. Oh, Kevin Love came out and supported him.
Okay.
DeMar DeRozan was first.
Yeah, well, you got all the money and everything you want. Well, how can you be depressed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and hey, I've said that. Like I've said that for a lot of my life.
I mean, I don't blame you.
If I had all that, I wouldn't be depressed.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
So I like that we're understanding that and more supportive of that. But let's not cross the line into what a hero. I'm like, hey, you made the right call. That sucks. I feel bad for you. I'm sorry that happened. But I'm not gonna call you a hero. I mean, what was heroic about it?
It was brave.
It was hard.
It was brave.
It was really hard. What? Big trade?
Holy fuck, is this real? Hold on, let me make sure this is real.
Oh my god.
I don't think it's real.
Okay.
Oh.
Fake news.
Oh my god, holy shit. I thought I just saw that cat got traded.
You have to explain. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trade idea. Fucking damn it. Yeah, that's what happens when I'm looking at Twitter on the TV and I can't see. God damn it.
There's nothing worse than journalists or anyone talking about what trades teams should make. Is such a waste of time.
Fuck out of here, yeah.
And then a lot of fans are like, "Oh, we should trade our 5 shitty players for this one good player."
Yeah. Like it's the same thing. Every fantasy football manager will try to fucking trade you 2 mediocre receivers.
I'm giving you 5 players,
dude. They average like 5 more points a week than Derrick Henry.
Yeah. People say that shit about real sports too, and it's.
I will say Simone Biles is a hero for this. She tweeted this a couple nights ago.
Oh, sweet. Okay,
she tweeted this a couple nights ago.
Now she's a hero.
Now she's a hero, yeah. I can literally feel this tequila running through my body. Is what she tweeted at 4:55 p.m. on August 13th. Might have been 8 where she was, to be fair.
She got a different kind of twisties going on.
Oh, man, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, brave. Maybe not quite heroic, but brave and good for her.
Hard.
And, yes. Yeah. So, yeah, and it's just ultimately positive things all around, she didn't fuck herself up trying to do things with the twisties and getting injured. The US won, and now people are there's at least one more person that's open to the mental health discussion because of this.
Yeah.
There's at least one more person out there.
I feel bad. I watched half an hour of the Olympics maybe, and I wasn't even. I don't know why.
I watched.
To love it.
You know what's funny? I watched more of the World Foot Volley Tour than the Olympics. Foot volley was not in the Olympics, but I was watching it a lot.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Foot volley is a great sport. Volleyball with like soccer rules, you can't use your arms. So yeah.
I used to love the Olympics, and I just couldn't get into it this year. I don't know why. I think every Olympics I'm less into it. I watched some basketball. I did watch the USA men and women gold medal games.
This might not be the
Half
case.
watched.
Yeah. This might not be the case because you just didn't really watch it at all, but no fans is pretty tough for the Olympics.
True.
And then I think I have a theory, like when there's fans at the Olympics, you're just seeing more posts about travel and like there's more things reminding you about the Olympics when there's fans there.
True.
So and then also it's just better.
And then I didn't feel like there just wasn't Simone Biles was the big name, and that didn't go very well.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot of like. There's no Michael Phelps.
So there's guys that like there's people with this Olympics like are like, okay, now next time if you do it again you'll be
Wake me up in 4 years
exactly
when you can do it again.
Yeah. If you do it like next Olympics there'll be a bunch of hype for like there's a swimmer and then like Sha'Carri Richardson not being able to run Sha'Carri Richardson not being able to run, that took a lot of star power out of the whole thing. And then obviously like the men's basketball team was just like weirdly constructed of like stars but not the most popular ones, and also some just kind of weird fits. I don't know. Moving on. Oh, by the way, we won the Olympics, so that's cool. Most golds and most total medals.
And a little shout out to Kevin Durant. That dude has scored like 30 points in a bunch of different gold medal games.
Yeah.
Like he's shown up in those big moments, and they needed it.
I think he's the first 3-time men's basketball Olympic gold medalist.
Wow.
Because Melo lost. In that one year. And he also surpassed Melo for the highest scoring Olympian of all time for men's basketball.
So he brought it. He made some. I watched that game in France. I mean, they were within.
Tough. Rudy Gobert, man. They let Rudy Gobert cook him like that. It was kind of tough. Tough to watch.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it live, but I watched like the second half of the rerun of it. But yeah, we won the Olympics though. Yeah. So that was cool.
Merca.
Okay, let's talk about some UW. So UW football is back pretty much. Did I lose a couple tabs here or am I dumb? I don't know. UW football is back, hitting in pads again. Ranked number 20 in the preseason AP, which is higher than I thought. Why? Why are we on what grounds?
I think just a lot of returning starters.
Okay.
There's been some hype here and there. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Phil Steele, who's done like the big college magazine for forever.
Yeah.
And is often right. Really likes UW as one of his surprise teams. The last time he said that, by the way, was 2016.
That's something I like to hear.
I like the sound of that.
That's something I like to hear.
They've got a lot of people back. They've got their quarterback coming back. And I think it's just the returning guys and belief in the defense.
Cool.
They also have a very favorable schedule. Going to the big house, which we will be there.
We will be at the big house.
Yeah.
It'll be fucking awesome.
That's so cool. Yeah. And then, they've got Oregon at home. They miss Utah and USC. So they have a pretty advantageous schedule. Yeah. I mean, the Cougs is, always a win. So,
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, they've been looking good. Their big pass rusher, ZTF, might be able to make it back at some point in the season.
Great. He's he has probably moved up faster on my favorite Huskies of all time in the least amount of snaps than any other Husky. You know what I mean? Like he has gained favor he has gained my favor more than any other Husky in that amount of time.
Right. Yeah, true.
Yeah. So
and Oregon's ranked number 11. You know,
Ooh,
I think they're a little bit overhyped
saucy.
personally with with you know, a kind of a question mark at quarterback, but they're going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
USC is ranked. I think there are 5 Pac-12 teams ranked, but nobody in the top 10.
Okay.
Yeah, this used to matter so much because where you were ranked, it's almost like qualifying for an F1 race, like getting pole position.
Yeah, you're gonna stay there.
Yeah. Like somebody has to, like you have to fuck up.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it used to be. So number 1 stayed number 1 unless they lost.
Right. Yeah.
And you didn't just hop over people very often.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, shit just moves around all the time.
So now with the playoff, it doesn't really. These rankings don't really matter that much.
Especially when it moves to 8. When it moves to 8 teams, like who gives a fuck at the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
Like who cares? I mean,
yeah.
They're like, I wonder how many times.
And that's what you lose. I talked about that before, but that's what you do lose. That's what you. I want to go to 8, and I love the idea of going to 8, but you do lose that. There are little parts.
Oh no, the preseason rankings aren't as important. Like,
but
who
there's
cares?
less hype in the early part of the season.
Oh yeah, more playoff games.
But I'm with you. But you have to admit,
I admit
there are
that.
little things that you lose.
I admit that. Yeah, it's not 100% positive. It's about 90. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So okay, but. I want to know how many times in NCAA history, not history, we'll say since 1975, just for the sake of it. Like, how many teams have started unranked and ended up in the top 8, and vice versa? You know what I mean?
It's pretty rare. It's usually a lot. Like you upset a couple of big teams.
Yeah.
Normally when that happens, like you're unranked in week 1, you knock off a top 5 team, and then they jump you up to number 12.
Right. Yeah.
And then you creep up from there.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But it's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the story. So you put in the notes that the Pac-12 commissioner is meeting with the Big Ten commissioner, which and then the ACC and wait, did you say Big 10 or Big 12?
I might have said Big 12. So he met with the Big 12 guy.
Yeah. So that's interesting to me because now a few days ago, Max Olson had the scoop. Stuart Mandel had this tweet. The ACC, Big 10, and Pac-12 are in discussions about forming an alliance for scheduling and more. So that doesn't sound like a super conference, but that sounds like, hey, like. I don't know, over 10 years, you're going to play 10 different of our teams, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, and I would love this.
Yeah.
Because
it's better than, I don't need to see Montana.
All the strength of schedule shit kind of goes out the window.
Yeah.
All this, except for the fucking SEC.
Yeah.
How awesome would it be if the SEC had the strength of schedule concerns now?
Yeah.
Because of this alliance.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking great.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
Yeah, so I would like to see this. I would way, way, way rather have some sort of alliance than a super league type thing.
Yeah, I would say let the SEC, Texas and Oklahoma, if you want to go be...
They're so important. Go fucking do it.
Yeah.
Go be the SEC.
If you want to be the 5th and 6th teams in your conference, all for it. Look at Gonzaga basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that we can do that, but I don't think you have to be in a huge conference. I think you need a decent conference.
Yeah.
So the Big 12 is fucked because they lost.
Oh, they're done. Yeah, they lost the 2 teams that had a chance.
I think this is a while ago.
TCU that one
but
year.
like something, the numbers are going to be a little bit off that I'm going to say, but it's close to this.
Mm-hmm.
Like on a given weekend, 3.2 million people watch Texas.
Yeah.
And 3.2 million people watch Oklahoma. Like their numbers were very close to identical. The rest of the Big 12 was like a quarter of one of those. So like less than a million.
Yeah. So that's when people are like sad about the Big 12 getting, like, it's on them. Like it's on the other teams in the Big 12.
Yeah.
I do not blame Texas and Oklahoma at all.
Yeah.
They are dragging that fucking conference right now.
Yeah.
Dragging their asses. Baylor had some playoff years, and then they had whatever.
But they still don't have the TV viewers.
No, but they don't get that.
The Pac-12 doesn't want any of the leftovers.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
So I would, as much as it really, really, really sucks for the Big 12 teams, I would like to see kind of like those. Actually, no, keep the Big 12 in there too because they have good enough teams to like just schedule games with. But I would like to see just the Power 5 or Power 4 plus 1 just schedule a bunch of games together and like give Montana their big money thing once every fucking 10 years. Like, like fine. I get it. Like the small schools benefit a ton from coming to Washington or whatever, but why are we responsible for dragging along small schools with no viewership? Why is that our problem?
Honestly, I would just have the NCAA just take a little percentage of the Power 5 and just
distribute it.
We're gonna fund. I mean, you guys are gonna. This is gonna be your minor leagues with the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want these schools to lose football, so
yeah.
We're gonna take a little percentage and then maybe have a few games here.
It's weird.
It's weird. I don't need to see Montana.
No, it's weird that big name schools are responsible for keeping little name schools afloat and not the NCAA.
Yeah.
Like the governing fucking body.
No, they don't. They're toothless.
But the big fish have to like carry the little fish on their back.
Yeah.
And it's the same for individual sports in schools too. Like, it's just weird.
Yeah. But I don't want to see. I don't want to see Montana lose football, and I don't want to see.
Of course not.
Women's gymnastics go away.
Yeah.
I want all that stuff to stay.
Yeah.
So I don't want to change it too much. But I also no. I mean, we're gonna go. UW opens hosting Montana. I'm gonna go because it's the opening game, and I haven't been to a UW game in 2 fucking years.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. But
it's gonna be the least fun game of the year, probably.
But I'm glad there are beer sales because I'm gonna need it to get through. Montana.
It is going to be the least fun game of the year unless the Huskies get blown out in the rain. Yeah. That's the only way that it's gonna be there's gonna be a less fun game than Montana this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah. So that would be cool. I think. Do you got any more like college football or anything? I totally missed this on the list. Sue Bird, 5 gold medals.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
So, Sue Bird won a state championship in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I believe she won 2 national championships in college.
Oh, golds. Okay, yeah.
And she's won how many titles I forget now with the Storm? Is it 5?
5, yeah.
5 WNBA titles.
Yeah.
And she's won 5 gold medals because she won them in. I think she was on it when she was in college or whatever.
So insane.
I mean, she's 40 years old. She's been in the NBA for almost 20 years. So, she's got more bling than she can. I mean, she could give it away some of that away to family and not miss it.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing what she's done in her career. So yeah,
I'm trying to find the overall record of the women's team because they're like, I think they lost once this year, and before that they were like 80-something and 0.
Oh, it's insane.
57 and 0 or something since they.
Yeah.
So shout out to the women's team for securing the gold, and honestly, the 2 basketball teams securing that gold, like those were kind of some of the last ones to go, and that helped us put us over the edge of China. So
right.
So shout out to them. They came in clutch for the Olympic.
Yeah.
The Olympic dub.
Yeah. Couple other UW notes that I had on my mind. So one, we talked a little bit about this. Dylan Morris is the starter.
Mm-hmm.
Like Patrick O'Brien, he's lapped him now.
Such a bad haircut, man.
Yeah, I think that was it. Ever since he got that haircut, he looked really good at times in the spring, and I thought he might take out Dylan Morris, but that's not going to happen.
Are you excited for Dylan Morris?
Yeah, it sounds like he's got he had to go into that. He was a redshirt freshman with a new offensive coordinator.
Crazy. Yeah,
with
crazy
no
season.
camp.
Yeah, no camp. I forgot about that.
We're not playing. We might play. We might play in the spring. Oh, playing.
He did very solid considering his circumstances.
Yeah. Not an overwhelming physical guy, but he's got a quick release. Mm-hmm. I think he's a great leader.
Scramble a little too,
And if he can just be above average, they're going to have a very good season. I think their defense is going to be great. Their running game and their offensive line are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Receivers are a question mark, but they should be good. So, Chris Peterson, former UW coach, is joining like the Fox's
I totally skipped over that one.
Rip-off version of Game Day.
Yeah,
essentially. How do
you feel about that one?
What's funny? People think, oh, was bad with the media, so he's going to be bad at this. Chris Peterson is a gregarious, outgoing person. He just didn't want to talk to the media.
Yeah.
He thought it was a waste of time.
Yeah.
He thought they were trying to
This
stuff.
is a job that he's going to do and work hard at.
He's going to be really good at it. He's a really, like, if you can get him in an interview, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be really good at that.
I think if he would have retired after Boise State, I think he actually would have had enough time to become a legendary broadcaster potentially.
Yeah.
Or some sort of legendary pundit, I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
So I'm
then
gonna
also
tune in and watch that.
I'm gonna watch it.
Do
you feel any type of way about him leaving and then kind of immediately going to TV? Not immediately, but do you feel any type of way about that? I don't either.
I would have been upset if he was coaching this year.
Oh yeah.
I would have been really upset.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Montana or something.
Right. Yeah. Something small.
I would have been
Boise State.
I would have been very upset about if he's the USC coach now or something like that. I would have been angry about that. I might have sent another email.
Okay. Also just to bring the mood down on the podcast before we get into our segments. Former UW women's basketball coach dies.
Yeah, June Doherty. So she coached at UW for a long time and then was at Wazoo. And she died, I think she was in her early 60s.
How many coaches of any sport have coached for both Wazoo and UW?
I don't know. Not a lot. There have been a few.
Yeah.
It does happen here and there. But, yeah, it's pretty unusual. But, she got fired from UW. They were, they had a couple not great seasons. But really, they had a spike with great women's UW basketball player that just won a 3-on-3 gold
Kelsey
medal.
Plum.
Yeah. They had a spike with her. And then that coach used that to get a job somewhere else. But aside from that spike, they've really struggled since June Doherty got fired. So she was a good coach. And just, you hate to see somebody die at a fairly young age.
Yeah.
So yeah.
R.I.P. You got anything else? Other sports news? Anything?
I don't think so. We didn't talk a lot about the Seahawks. Russell Wilson didn't play because his left tackle was out. And the preseason
You really want him getting preseason snaps?
No, I don't.
At all?
The preseason, just one last thing I wanted to say. The preseason is a bigger joke every year.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It used to I watched the first half.
They're taking knees with 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
They just honestly get rid of it.
Yeah.
I would go to an 18-team schedule. I would have a couple of scrimmages against other teams.
I was just gonna say you have 2 or 3 scrimmages, and keep them short.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to record them if you don't want. Just
it's just a joke. I didn't. Well, it was on the background. We were somewhere.
Yeah. And
it was on in the background, and I would poke my head up once in a while. But I recorded it. I'm just not gonna watch it.
Why would you?
I was only gonna if something interesting happened.
Yeah.
But nothing interesting is gonna happen.
Of course not.
Because most of the guys
did a plane crash into the field? That'd be interesting.
Yeah, a lot of the guys that played a majority of the game we're never gonna see again.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, I believe it's time for the Howard Schultz Clown of the Week.
A Clown of the Week.
All right, I want to go first on this one because I have a heater. I have a real heater off the bat. I sent this to you in a tweet, but I don't know if you remember it. All right, here it is. Juventus women's soccer team tweeted this picture and kept it up for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know why they did it. If you're not watching, it is a very white woman from Juventus, with I don't know what that kind of hat is called, a traditional Asian hat, I suppose.
Back in the day, we called them a Chinaman's hat.
Yeah,
but you don't say that.
You don't
anymore.
say that anymore.
No.
And she is doing the
Shouldn't
classic,
have said it then either.
the most classic like racist thing you can do towards an Asian person.
Yeah.
And pulled her eyes back and
make your eyes
and look
narrow.
it's just a cute little tweet from Juventus. They have the little finger emojis with the squinty eyes. Look, it's so cute.
I just can't.
I don't even understand. Like, it is so baffling that she agreed to this. The person took the photo. The intern like tweeting it. The manager approving it. Like, there's at least 5 people that had to say yes to this.
I can't believe there are 5 people that are that
like,
stupid.
Yeah. Okay. At least, like, okay. You know what? The benefit of the doubt. We'll just say there's an intern that had a camera on the field and said, "Hey, do this" to the girl, and took the picture and tweeted it. There's still 2 people. There's still 2 people that had to be okay with this, and one of them had to be in front of the camera doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, it was up for 20 minutes, and obviously they got cooked enough to get it down. I don't know how long it was up for at this point, but you can see the quote tweets going up and the likes not. 6,700 quote tweets and 1,124 likes. So
is that getting ratio? Is that what you kids
that
call
is
getting ratioed?
That is what we call getting ratioed. Yeah.
Racial ratio.
racial load. Yeah.
It's shocking to me. Oh, there's a Jeep logo. She's wearing a Jeep logo.
Oh yeah, Juventus is sponsored by Jeep.
That.
Yeah.
Some of the Jeep guys sadly probably like that because they also stormed the Capitol.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know how somebody does that. Ever. I think if there had been Twitter in the 80s, you would have seen shit like this.
Yeah.
And people would have thought it was funny.
Yeah, or even early internet when people didn't understand the consequences of, like, people didn't understand really what the internet was. You might see some really early Twitter shit like this.
Yeah.
But not 2021,
stunning.
folks.
That's really stunning.
Absolutely shocking. Yeah. All right, you got one?
Let's go with an old classic.
Okay.
I feel like he hasn't been our clown of the week for at least a few weeks now. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, perennial.
Roger Goodell.
Perennial clown of the weeker.
So
for the taunting rule?
No. Sort of.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's probably not directly responsible for this, but I know that some of the masseuses that have been interviewed regarding Deshaun Watson have been asked things like, well, what were you wearing?
Oh, no fucking way!
Yeah. And one of them responded, I don't know if they responded to the person asking them or when they were talking to the media about this, but basically said, well, just because I was wearing this doesn't mean I wanted to touch someone's penis.
Yeah. There's no correlation.
Yeah. So basically, victim shaming going on with
awesome.
the NFL.
Love to see it.
Yeah, I think it's awful. It's probably not even clown of the week material, but it's just, it's Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
It's his leadership, so it's pretty awful.
Yeah, very awful. Man, they just can't do anything right.
No.
Before we get into our player and our lock, I just saw this tweet, and I just saw it again. This was from, like, over a week ago, but we didn't ever talk about it. Evan Fournier tweeted, shall I fart 94 at Madison next season or what? It's he tweeted in French guy. Right. Nikola Vucevic then tweeted, "We don't give a fuck what number you want to take." For I don't know what language he speaks, in whatever language that is. And then Evan Fournier responded and said, "We don't give a." Oh wait, no, that's Vucevic. And here we go. Evan Fournier replied to that. So, by the way, Vucevic ratioed Fournier because he got more likes than him. And he got 12,000 likes to Fournier's 6,000. Then Fournier tweeted, "LOL, he's just frustrated. The only medal of Montenegro was rifle shooting because he's from Montenegro." And he got 44,500 likes on that. It's just the fact that I had to translate all three of these tweets from French just makes it better. I just love this. Yeah. Some French beef in the NBA. It's funny because they probably thought that the American media, like, they probably thought they wouldn't really catch a hold of this.
Right.
But yeah,
all you have to do is hit that little translate button.
Yeah, no, the translate button is so great on Twitter. But anyway, do you want to start off with your player or your lock? Go ahead and pick one.
Player. It's hard to pick right now because there's nothing going on, and I don't want to talk about the Mariners anymore. Player of the week. So I'm going to take a little bit of a different angle on this. I know it's the preseason, but I think Darryl Taylor is going to show us some promise. So I think the next couple of weeks we're going to be like, he's going to give us something to be kind of excited about on the Seahawks defense. So I'm going to word it that way. So we're going to be glad to see that we've got him.
So
finally,
my player of the week last week was Jared Kelenic, or not last week, 2 weeks ago, whenever the fuck we recorded the podcast last. Yeah. And while he was not necessarily a player of the week, you could argue that it was, he stepped up. So I'm not mad at that pick.
No, it was decent because we thought he might get sent back down, and
he's
proven he should stay at least for another week.
Yeah. So this is kind of gonna be like a little bit of a mixture of a player and a lock, because I'm not gonna say Keller's gonna be the player of the week as in he's gonna hit 300 this week. But 2 home runs this week from Kelenic.
Oh wow!
By the time we're recording, we're recording at about noon on Monday, August 16th. When do the Mariners play next? They don't play today, do they? They play tomorrow at 5. So by next Monday, by the 23rd, he will have 2 more home runs.
All right.
That's what I'll say. Okay. So that's he's my player of the week by function of him hitting a couple home runs.
Right.
And also, like, he's not just gonna hit 2 home runs and like suck ass. Like, he's gonna have a good week and also hit 2 home runs. All right. Okay. Do you wanna? I guess we'll snake draft to the lock. Let's see. Give me the... Ooh.
Give me liberty or give me death?
Yeah, give me liberty or give me death. The Dodgers are minus 475 right now against the Pirates, which is just crazy for a singular baseball game.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Give me the Pirates. I see odds like that, and I'm like, they're 42-76, and the Dodgers are 72-46.
All right.
And who's pitching tonight? Tell me.
I know that's the thing.
David Price versus Will Crowe. Okay, yeah, give me it. Give me it. Yeah. All right.
Sounds good. I like that. So the Yankees and the Red Sox, I think it starts tomorrow.
It's a double. Yeah.
They got a double header, and then I think there's a third. One of those games is a makeup game from couple months ago.
Yeah, they got a doubleheader. Makeup from July 15th.
So, and then I think they play a total of 3 games. So give me the Yankees to win 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3.
And get a little closer in the standings. The Mariners are no longer a threat in.
Is that just like they have a 3-game series and two in one day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, so this camera's frozen and this camera's dead. You can be seen in this camera though. So with that being said, you got anything else?
I got nothing.
All right. Well, like, comment, subscribe, all the dumb YouTube shit. Follow us on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe, at Aaron Coe 29. High Points, solid-ass book. Go buy it. Hardcover, softcover, and audiobook are available. Yeah, with that being said, have a good week. Hopefully we'll be back within the week. It's been just a very, very hectic time for us at the moment. And yeah, I guess just peace out.
See ya.